Gabos. The name of the game is Gabos. Game ain't based on sympathy. If you got sympathy in this spot, you ain't gonna never make it.
Hello and welcome back to the one, the only Gabos Sports. As you can probably tell, the rest of the boys are on their sabbaticals. People aren't answering phones. Blue ticks aren't landing. Going straight to a voice message. There's going to be performance reviews coming up soon. People are going to get put on performance development plans. All right, we're going to require minimum number of appearances, minimum number of social media posts, and we'll be monitoring the traction and engagement that this gets, because we need to start thinning the herd. You know, the fans need to speak, and I think what we're going to start doing is monthly eliminations. Wow. We'll also need to start hiring. We need to start hiring as well to backfill some of these positions. But I'm starting to notice there's some inefficiencies in the workflows. One man who is consistent and always puts in 110% joins me tonight, Mr. Baz, Mr. 100.
Yes, my boy. How's it going, man? Listen, man. The one thing we got to call out as well, you know, the attendance is there. We need to monitor that. The traction, but also no more sitting on the fence, man. When we get you in front of the lights, boys, when we got you in front of the mic, when we got people watching you, we need left or right. None of this.
We need takes.
Oh, it might be this. It might be. He might be world class on his days, but he's not performing. But how about grow a pair, put your money where your mouth is, and just lay it on the line? Yeah. So for the new hires out there, there's already CVs flooding in, as you can imagine.
Flooding in. Yeah.
We need a bit more. You know, just show us something. Show us that you're about it. You can stand on your on your opinions. You know, no safety. Take the latch off. Boom, boom. We need that. That one.
While we're on this topic, you're spot on. You're spot on. And I think, look, that is. I think there's a lot of people. And look, we're not naming names here. You know, we're a professional organization. You know, we're not hatchet men. We're not here to do this kind of throwing people under the bus. But I will say there's some people who are scared of the potential blowback of some of their spicy takes not panning out quite the way they want to.
Yeah,
major pause. I was debating what to use, but yeah. Look, we are going to keep it short and sweet today. We want to cover one game, the headline act of this week's Champions League playoffs. Two teams that we can comfortably say nobody predicted would end up in the playoffs when the season started. That is the 15-time champions Real Madrid and the five-time, is it 5 times or 4-time back-to-backs? 4-time back-to-back? Who cares? It's Man City. Yeah. 4 back-to-back. Real Madrid versus Manchester City. I'm showing my lack of knowledge there. But as you can see, I'm in Madrid at the moment. I've just been kind of, I guess, sampling the atmosphere, talking to some of the locals. And I think there's a party atmosphere. I think they feel this one is going to be a walk in the park. Baz, I'm going to kick it over to you to really introduce a topic for us. Yeah, these two are familiar foes at this point in time.
Listen, bro, the game is not it's not nice, is it, bro? Like City, bro, to be talking about City, and by the way, they have the most credit in the bank, yeah, and they are getting absolutely violated, yeah. The fans don't care, bro. Your credit, you built good credit with the banks, you do all that, bro. Experian, credit score, we don't care, bro. You can show me 4 Champions Leagues back to back. If you're stinking up right now, actually, not me, by the way, not me, but I'm saying, like, I still, you know, I let them off, but boy, people are ruthless, man. City are becoming like a laughing stock, bro. This is the team, yeah, that last year, yeah, when they won, there was maybe some talks about, like, yeah, some players are getting old, this and that, and today it's like every single player is getting it, bro. And one thing I'm gonna have to say, yeah, on City, even though I'm saying, you know what, I'm gonna give them some, they have credit. I'm gonna let them off, bro. Nobody was saying that the 11 man need to be replaced, and now all of a sudden, oh yeah, we knew City's washed. City's. I'm gonna have to start blaming some of these players, bro. It's not all to do with your aging and that. Some men are just stinking it up. That's just how it is. Phil
Well,
Foden.
who do you think are okay?
Listen, yeah,
Okay.
Phil Foden, and I used to be a fan of him. I still think he's a good player, but he's stinking it up. Haaland, as much as like he's a bit isolated in the system. When the system's not ticking, he finds himself getting three touches a half. Kind of stinking it up, bro. Give me something else. Give me something different. The midfielders, okay, they're aging. Doesn't explain some of the smelliness that's happening when they have the ball. The defenders, John Stones, was never getting called a horrible player. Bro, this season, what is he even doing? So with that being said, bro, as much as I want to, let them off the hook, tell them, you know what, you've earned a sloppy season. I'm just not here for all the excuses to just give them a free ride. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna still hold them to some standards and point fingers at some of the players that aren't performing. However, big game, man. This game is a big game. Two big giants. Yeah. Madrid, by the way, injuries left, right, and center. Yeah. They're I don't know how they're top of the Liga. Well, I do know it's because Barcelona has bottled a few games, but bro, they've got big injuries, man. They're getting carried by a few of their forward players, I guess. But this game right here, I think it's gonna be because of City's lack of defense and also Madrid's lack of defense. It's gonna be one of those like, who can just perform better. It's gonna be like a performance, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be like a rigid, controlled game. Nah. It's gonna be fireworks, I think, and I'm hoping for that. Man. What do you think? What do you think is gonna like? Is it gonna be an Arsenal? Let's say, I'm guessing you probably got Madrid, European killers, and you're a Madrid man. You probably think that these men are gonna dance on City. But do you think it's gonna be like an Arsenal, similar to the Arsenal whooping, or do you think City's gonna show something, bro?
So look, first of all, I mean, we've got to speak about the absolute howler of a performance that City had in recent fixtures, including obviously the mauling they had at the Emirates, and how certain guys are immune to criticism. You got to remember that even though he won the Ballon d'Or, Rodri wasn't nominated for Premier League Player of the Season last year. You got to remember the guy who won it, Phil Foden, was dropped for pretty much the first half of the season so far, right? It's only recently when they were kind of down to their bare bones that he's been back in the lineup. And bro, it was radio silence about him being dropped, him having stinkers, until he scored that brace against Ipswich, and then all of a sudden, bro, he's back. He's just the most beautiful player to watch in the Premier League. He's gliding. He's this. He's that. The other. You know the problem with Phil Foden.
You said Rodri. You mean Foden? Yeah. You mean Foden?
Foden's one who won.
You said Rodri, I think.
Yeah, Foden's one. No. Foden's one who won the Player of the Season, right? He last year, undeserved, in my opinion, and we both agree on that, right? And then they were raving after he has that brace against Ipswich. But I don't know if you agree with me on this. Like, for me, he's like the ultimate. Then now people use the phrase luxury player a lot. Yeah. He's a guy you can afford to have in the team when everything's going fantastically well. He's a guy who's like stitch it up, neat and tidy. But like when it comes to just impacting winning, like you're building a winning team from the ground up and you can assemble a dream team of players. At the end of last season, when he's on form and he's winning the Player of the Season, I don't think you put him in that slot. I don't think he affects winning like like the goals and assists or whatever, but the underlying metrics behind winning, I don't think he affects it that deep. He's a bit of a nothing player, in my opinion.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I kind of hear what you're saying. The only problem with this is, is like when Foden's winning, when City are cooking and he's performing, like you said, he's great in a well-oiled machinery, and he used to get some clutch goals, and he used to smoke top bins. He developed that left foot cut in and shoot thing, and it was a decent games, getting big goals. The problem with that is with City at least, the way that what makes it difficult for me to judge, it's like the whole club has done a 180, yeah. So today I can definitely watch and say Foden's not got it enough on his own to carry this team that's underperforming. So he doesn't have that.
Yeah.
That's still an important trait. He doesn't have that. But to go as far as say he needs perfect surroundings to perform, it may be the case, but I can't say it based on now, just because the field he's playing with, it's not like they're even performing decent, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You're watching players like, bro, Bernardo Silva dropping so deep, getting the ball. He's the only guy that I look at and I'm like, bro, he's trying a bit. The other guys look like that. And Bernardo Silva has that thing about him. You know the Europeans that have a unlimited gas tank, bro. The guy don't get tired, yeah. So you can see that in him. Some of the other players, but bro, what? The other men are not on the same stuff. Some of the other guys are just looking lazy. By the way, I think there's an element of laziness. Khalas, man's won 500 medals. I'm lazy now. The energy levels aren't there. The age is there. So all of that, I think, happened at once. And then you got players like Foden and Haaland. Okay, Haaland, we know he's one of the best strikers ever or whatever. But they both look like non-existent, bro. And that's the problem. Do we judge them? How do you judge that?
By the way, like with his play style, like even when you watch Haaland's goal comps, yeah, and this is going to be one that might get me in some trouble. He's a guy who people are going to remember his Wikipedia page and his stats. But like obviously he bags, hat trick after hat trick and all the rest of it, yeah. But in terms of like the aesthetics of football, the reason why we actually watch it, like he doesn't crack like the top 50 strikers, bro, that you would like pay money to watch.
But I would say, lucky enough for him, he had that Dortmund spell. Because in Dortmund, he was doing the stuff that are good as a striker, bro. He was using his pace, strength. He was electric.
Yeah. I agree.
Like his goals at City are like headers from 6-yard box or tap-ins, yeah. Whereas at Dortmund, he would run and smash the ball laces, bro. And most of his highlights and videos on Instagram in his training ground, it's all about him just smoking the ball. We don't see that, bro. But luckily, he had a bit of that, in the highlight reel. Current Haaland, yeah, bro, he's not even making it an aesthetic 9 in my Sunday League team.
I've got a gripe to have with you in that instance, yeah, because based on the explanation you just gave, and I don't want to see you do a 180 here, yeah. You said, you look at his Dortmund stint, and you're right, because I think, that like from his play style and his skill set, him in the Liverpool team of Klopp last season instead of Darwin Núñez, we're seeing Liverpool run riot over that league because he's perfectly suited for counter-attack. He's perfectly suited for ball over the top, space to run into, all the rest of it, right? And I think it's happened with one other guy, and you're not going to respect this, but it's happened to Jack Grealish as well. Because I swear to you, in terms of entertainment factor, he was the guy who made Aston Villa like a watchable team. Now, Aston Villa are a better team now without him. Don't get me wrong. But in terms of like entertainment factor, when that team was just built around him and you do whatever you want, just entertain the fans, try and score, try and create. Like, I think part of the sacrifice, it's like the Illuminati deal. The Illuminati deal of football is, you sign a deal with Pep Guardiola, you're going to win all the trophies. You're going to make all the money. But you're going to have the joy of football sucked out of you, bro. That's the trade-off. That's the trade-off, man.
I love the Illuminati deal reference. I think Pep is deep in that bag when it comes to football, yeah? The difference between Grealish and Haaland, I think Haaland, what he was doing at Dortmund, he can do to every defender in the world. What Grealish was doing at Villa, I do not think he can do it at the highest level against the highest opposition. That's
not what I'm saying, though, bro. No, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is,
let me land because I think I understood your point. Where the entertainment level factor is taken out of the player and they're turned into a system, bro. Just make the car run. I get it. Make the machine move. And Grealish was sucked into that. I never disagree that Grealish was made into a system player and his style of play got hindered. But despite that, my argument has been Grealish at Villa looks better than he is because he's at Villa, and that back then they weren't really about it. Grealish, bro, just because an English player at a team like Villa looks like flary in that, I don't think Grealish is that like. He wasn't like that exciting to watch, bro. He was exciting there relative to what was around him, but no, bro. Like, bro, a bit of glide. Like he had a Hazard-esque vibe, but he wasn't like that level, bro. Genuinely. So that's
bro.
why my critique sticks on Grealish. In addition to that, bro, if you listen, have the flair, have everything, and then you get put into a system player, and even when you're in that system, you still don't deliver, bro. All the other, like Haaland still delivered. Grealish had one season where we disagree. I think he had a 7 out of 10 season. You man think he was crucial in that first season.
I agree with you, 7 out of 10, but 7 out of 10 in 60 games is decent.
Agreed, consistent and all of that. Agreed, but
For the price tag, maybe not.
That's another thing we got to consider. Yeah, I just think.
Yeah.
And by the way, you're not gonna like this one. I don't want to segue, but I just feel like I'm gonna start looking at Rice in that way. And we both said this, yeah. I just need Rice, whatever the role that he's been asked to do, just do something on your own. You know what I mean, bro? Do something in the game on your own outside of the job description to give me an X factor. That's what I look for players to really level them up. Grealish, when he became assistant player, I never saw an X factor. Rice, I'm not seeing an X factor, bro. That's my issue.
Listen, we'll get to Rice another time. I think we just disagree because I mean I've seen on numerous occasions where his trucking, his carrying, has opened up the game. But I also think that the role for him is a 6. I don't think the 8 is gonna ever get to that level because he hasn't got the knowledge to be able to do the killer pass and that kind of stuff. And you can try and develop it, but it's never going to come. I think that kind of creativity comes natural. I don't think you can be taught that by a coach personally, like how to see the pass, you know? So I think as a pure 6, bro, he's a quality player and he can drive and he can do all that stuff. But I think, look, I mean, Pep spent 200 million in Jan. A few of his signings have looked very suspect already, bro. The Azerbaijani centre back, we're not seeing eye to eye on that one.
He's gonna come good, bro. He's gonna come good.
See, this is it. People give him the benefit of the doubt, even though Pep's had numerous transfer stinkers. And then Marmoush, bruv, 8 EMs on Marmoush. He's looking shit, bruv. And I said this is what I predicted because Eintracht Frankfurt are fleece specialists. They run a fleece market, these guys. If you look at Luka Jovic, Real Madrid got stung, 65 M's. You look at PSG, Kolo Muani, 8 M's. PSG got stung. They can't get rid of that guy. They can't even get a loan deal for that guy. He's that trash. Yeah. Andre Silva, all these guys, bro. They have one good season at Eintracht Frankfurt, and then somebody goes raw because they're playing against Bundesliga halfway line defenses, and they've got all acres of space to run into. That we will get this guy, and then they come up against the Premier League low block, yeah, and they're clueless on what to do. They're just spamming shots from 35 yards out, and I think the only way we're going to start seeing this guy play is 2 things. If he's got that North African cojones that you sometimes see, like the Mahrez's, the Salahs, when the lights are on and you're playing a team of a similar standing.
Yeah. He showed it in the first game, you know, a bit of like, get me the ball. But let me say something, bro. I agree with you, by the way. I'm not sold on this guy. Just because all my Arab friends and my Egyptian friends are screaming, "Oh, I'm so happy he's starting." Bro, what are we doing here, bro? 80 million, and you think I'm gonna be happy just because he's like, I'm gonna rate him because he's Arab? Nah, bro. First game, I was impressed. Like, not even impressed, by the way. No. I never said impressed. I even called it out in group chats, like, boys, what are we doing, bro? Why are we getting excited? He's not showing me nothing no more. Not showing me nothing.
Yeah.
He wants to get on the ball. That's about it, bro. Listen, man, you better. And by the way, that playing against low block, City actually make it even harder. Do you know why? Because they love to just keep swinging side to side till you find that one killer pass. And when your quality is not there and your defense is lacking, that's why they keep getting caught. They lose possession, counters on, bro. Every team gets them on the counter now.
Yeah.
And Pep's too stubborn, bro. Pep's too stubborn. Stick to it. Go left, bro. At some point, you need, like you said, either one of these men to be a magician. Marmoush probably more likely than Foden, I'll be honest. Or Pep needs to change something. And Pep is not changing anything, bro. Pep will
No.
grow a full head of
Go
hair
down with the
before
ship.
he changes his system, bro. So man, it's a tough place. It's a tough place to be for that club, man.
And with that being said, I mean, let's talk about who they're playing. I mean, they're not just playing any old team here; they're playing against the greatest football team of all time, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many others, who are fresh off a 1-1 draw at home against Atletico Madrid. And like you said to start the show, they're down to their bare bones. Now, their bare bones are different from everyone else's bare bones. But if we start at the back line, obviously Courtois was playing, but they had a back four yesterday of Lucas Vasquez, right? The ancient soul of that team at this point in time. Chouameni was centre back.
I think
he got subbed off. He got subbed off. He got subbed off. I think they had, if I'm not mistaken, they had Camavinga come on for him. So that's another midfielder. So they had Vasquez, could be Croc now. So they're going to have Camavinga starting. Then they had a guy who was superb, in my opinion, in Chouameni. And then the guy who was helping, who's the other centre back, Asensio. He's a fullback, bear in mind. 21-year-old fullback. He's quite big for a fullback. I think he's like 6 foot something, but he had an absolute masterclass of a performance. And then Fran Garcia, who's I think plays on the other flank usually. And then in front of them, Valverde, Ceballos, who started the game, Vinicius, Bellingham, Rodrigo, and Mbappe up top, who scored. I think, in terms of both how washed City are looking, and also how injury prone and how injured Real Madrid are, we're going to see a completely different game from the last time these two guys played. I think we're going to see an end-to-end war. Because the only thing they can rely on both these teams is the opportunity to score goals, right?
Yeah, and by the way, Madrid, Vinicius, Mbappe, and actually, I'm not sure about Vinicius, but I'm sure he's cooking. Mbappe and Jude's output, I haven't watched them every single game, so I don't know if they've had howlers when they got goals or stat padding, but their returns have been up there, bro. If you look at Mbappe, Jude, I think goal contributions above more than 15. Mbappe's got more than 15 goals, I think. Like, it's good. And the Atletico game, I was watching it back, bro. It's so funny. You can watch that game and say Jude Bellingham does so well to get in the 6-yard box and get like 5 headers a game on target. Or you can watch it and say Jude Bellingham is so trash because he gets into the 6-yard box and misses 5 headers a game. That player is actually, bro. He's a puzzle, bro. I'm not the big. I think he's overrated and everything. Obviously, the guy can play. Yeah, he's not a dead player, but it's just like if I'm a guy that wants to make an assessment on Jude Bellingham, I'll just watch that game and I'll be like, is it good or is it bad, bro? Because he does it a lot, by the way. He gets so many chances, which is the best thing you want from your midfielder. But the conversion can be much better when you see some of the misses. Now, again, when you watch that Madrid lineup, bro, Mbappe and Vinny, bro, like Vinicius Jr. gets past 3 players so easily, bro. Like, it's a joke. But then you question, they're meant to be the best players in the world. Why don't they just convert more? Like, why don't they convert? Like, against Atletico, they had so many chances. But anyway, to your point, I think both teams are going to rely on the attack, The one difference is, bro, you got one team with electrifying pace, and Rodrigo was playing very well against Atletico. But again, just the goal was missing from these guys against Atletico, you got that team that's bro, 99 sprint speed everywhere against what, bro? Like against Haaland isolated. Foden's going to have to create for him, which is not going to be easy. Marmoush might have a good game because I think he's going to be a bit open. If he plays, it's going to be a bit of an open game. I think he'll have space. But besides that, I don't see City threatening. So I'm gonna have to say Madrid. Let's get to predictions, I guess, now that I've already jumped the gun. I'm going to have to give it to Madrid. I'm going to have to give it to Madrid. And I think we're going to finish the game saying, once again, like, City just looked so easy to score against. And Madrid could have got could have left that with a bigger scoreline. That's my prediction, man.
Do you have an actual score prediction for us?
Let me go 3-1 Madrid, man. My score predictions never hit, by the way. I'll be honest. I'll tell the viewers. Score predictions never hit. I had City beating Arsenal, as my fellow Igaladin did as well. But we also like to go
drag me
against...
down with you, man.
but we like to go against the grain, innit? We could have said,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I think City can win, but also Arsenal can win. Get me? Some man there. No
I
names.
get you, bro. No names, man. No names. In terms of the game, so I think, man, so much of it depends on City's team selection. I think Ancelotti is a lot more likely to remain consistent, and we can kind of predict the back four he's going to go with. You know, the attack is going to remain unchanged. It's whether or not he decides to maybe start a guy like Modric for his experience. But City, they do have options. I might be showing my lack of City knowledge here in terms of like the injuries, but you know, let's say if Vasquez was available still, they could have played a Doku. You know how Doku likes to play against 33 and over fullbacks to deliver performances, and he brings that pace. But obviously they've got Marmoush, they've got Savinho, they've got Foden.
Savinho could do something. Yeah, Savinho. The thing is, bro, you know what's funny about Doku, yeah? Just I'll let you carry on. So many defenders in the Premier League have said he's the hardest player to play against, bro. You know that? Have you seen some of them? So many come out and say Doku's the hardest one-on-one player. Just because he's probably doesn't know what he's going to do himself.
They want Pep to carry on playing him, bro. They're hoping he gets the message. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like, you know how we talk about Pep being the fucking all-seeing man, yeah? Bro, let's be honest, man. A lot of his attacking signings have stunk. They gaff out Doku. Then he signed Grealish. Then he signed Doku to replace Grealish. Now he signed Savinho to replace Doku. And then he signed Marmoush on top of it all. These guys all play on that wing, no?
I have a theory, man.
Go on.
Pep Guardiola, you know how football has changed? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It's changed from technical magicians, you know, technicians, whoever it is, to more about like pace, power, pressing, high press, fullbacks bombing up and down, whatever it is. I think Pep did well to transition with that, but I think even based on the signings of Pep's, maybe the talent pool, there's just not a lot of these guys anymore. There's not a lot of the Barcelona midfields, the Gundogan prime, the Bernardo Silva, you know, the tidy, small, techie players, He tried to start them against Arsenal in the midfield. Clearly it showed that you just get bombed out of the park when you do that. So I feel like, and when I look at his signings, bro, none of them fit that profile, bro. Like Savinho, you know, a bit fluid, but he's not a techie player. Marmoush, maybe a bit techie, but again, more about that excitement, electric vibe. Maybe, bro, I think the football's changed, and Pep, I don't think, can operate like the other managers can with the current style of football, bro. You know, I think Arteta's doing it well. Like, bro, like Arsenal, big team, like a lot of energy in that team. And yeah, like I'm thinking back on Pep's teams, a lot of techie players that now are just, they're not there anymore, or they've aged, and he's filling them with the wrong profile that doesn't fit his system. Yeah, man, maybe that's a theory. Pep Guardiola, respond to me.
Pep Guardiola. I think you might be on something there, man, in terms of I think he's a bit hesitant on what the next phase of the game looks like, you know, so he's kind of been hedging his bets and stuff. But so much depends. I mean, is he going to trust? He dropped KDB against Arsenal, but then started him against Leyton Orient. He scored the winner in that one. Is he going to play him again? I mean, considering it's 5 days rest. But yeah, my gut feeling is going to be a high scoring one. I'm going to go 4-2 Real Madrid. I think we're going to see City get something. But bro, like you said, you've got Jude Bellingham who can score. You've got Vinicius who can score. Mbappe. You've got potentially Rodrigo. And then you could also bring in maybe a Brahim Diaz, who I really like, by the way. Whenever I see that guy play, you know how we talk about there's a lack of elite technical players, but I think that Brahim Diaz, man, he's not quite good enough to be
I love him.
Real Madrid nailed on starter, but he's also good enough that he'd probably start for almost every other team in the world. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah,
I like him a lot, bro.
that's
I
what I'm
like
going to go. I'm
him.
going to go
He has
4-2.
that dog in him as well, bro.
Yeah, man, he really does.
I hope
But,
so. 4-2, bro. Listen, 4-2, 3, 5-1. I'm all for this, man. I want an exciting game, and hopefully it delivers.
Fingers crossed. Guys, get your score predictions in the comment section. Check us out on TikTok. I think TikTok's the only place we're currently active at the moment. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe. We're trying to build that following up on there. As always, appreciate your support. And till the next one.
Take care, boys.